Outcome, like explain to us why Ziggy is S tier right now.
Okay, so like in the last balance changes, like they booked a lot of Ziggy. So now the hits it's like pretty easy to hit. So you charge like a lot of supers. And if you have like an anti tank or a, like anti assassin in your com, it's like a free game for Ziggy. And right now in the map pool, there is like a lot of maps with a lot of ones, like Super Beach or the map of Hudson, like 20 Beatles.
Even like open business, layer cake,
Yeah,
pedal pond,
map
like
too.
all of like the competitive maps this month. Basically, Ziggy you can always play.
Yes, and if you have like a last pick thrower, your pick is going to be like Ziggy, like all the time. Ziggy can like carry your game.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, so next up, like explain to us why Frank went from S tier to B tier after the balance changes.
Okay, so first of all, is like the buff is like they nerf the buff is like a lot. Like the shield is nerfed. The one
That
that's a
pulls.
long shot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. They nerf like the distance of that Guardian. And that's like one part, and the other part, it's like Bull is meta, and Bull hard counters Prime, and Chester is meta, and Chester hard counters him too. Spike is meta too. Ames is meta. So like all of those brawlers counter Frank. So like in that combination, like Frank is in P tier.
oh yeah. So like speaking of like Chester, like why do you think like Chester is now like in the A tier, going from like
Okay,
B or C?
so the thing with Chester is like is bugged. Okay, so they buff his health, I think, and they buff his damage. But like now, if you hit your super, like you share another super with the hypercharge. In the last patch, that doesn't happen, but it's bugged now. So you can even like charge three supers if you hit them. That's why it's meta and like it's like the best anti tank with M's and Spike.
M's and Spike. Okay. Yeah. So Rico, obviously Rico did like receive like a pretty like I would say like small nerf relatively speaking. But like, why do you think he went from S to A?
Okay, so I think it's more like for Bull, to be honest. Like Bull hard contest Rico, and in the map pool, like there are
And I
like
think like
not
BB
like a
and
lot of
Neon,
good
right?
maps.
Like
Yeah.
they
You
really
need to
kind of
hit
have
like a lot of shots. But don't get me wrong, it's like a good brawler, and it's still bugged because it has like the six shot that it shouldn't have it, and like Ziggy counters him too. It's like pretty hard to play, but if you have like a free Rico game, like you will carve mine. What other map can be played? Layer cake sometimes. But
even
that's
like
like
sneaky fields if you ever get them.
yeah, and
Like
it's sneaky
obviously,
fields too.
we saw how Kaye like played that day on Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next up, you made Mo stay at A, but like obviously just explain why Mo is A because I mean, I don't think that many people understand.
Okay, so first of all, like it shares his hyper like pretty easily. Okay, so that's why it's like more a control brawler that can do like a lot of damage. And hard counters Chester. To be honest, he hard counters like a lot of brawler. For example, Ames, like Leon, Otis too. So it's like a free matchup. And he counters like Mina too. It's like pretty easy. You use your gadget, throw your basics, and you char a super, and it's like a free game. And like it's like a pretty good brawler in Brawl Ball.
I think just almost anywhere. I mean, me personally, I've been seeing the
Yeah.
team like
Let me
they
play
love
the
Mo.
graph
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we play him like a lot. So okay, so next up, although like Colette did get like some pretty good buffs, why do you think Colette is still very ad or like just not good?
To be honest, like there are like a lot of brawlers that are better than her. So the thing is, like Colette is, I think that her niche is like heist, and I think that there are like better brawlers in heist right now. And for example, Crow, hard counters her. Spike is better, Bull is better, BB is better, Eve, Ems maybe, Bow.
It's
They
just being
wrote that.
outshadowed. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
do
think
think
that
that's the
that's it.
case. Like even today, like we saw like Zeta use it against Crazy Raccoon. Colette was pretty like mediocre, even against stuff that you'd think she would counter, like Bull, on
Mhm.
a long range map. Like
Yeah.
Bull had
The
no
problem is
issue.
that you will think like collect counters, but the thing is like if you want to counter a tank, you can like you should run like the first star power, push away. You're like pretty squishy when you use your super. And if you use the shield one, you don't counter like the tanks. Like for example, Bibi, because she uses like the Gatia hitting one, so she runs like in a straight line.
All right, so explain to us why like Chuck is F, even in like even his like heist
Okay,
rankings have fallen off quite a bit.
okay.
Explain how that
So
works.
this is like in pro competitive scene. The thing is like Chuck needs like a lot of mans to work because this brawler in defense, like Chuck doesn't defend. So the defense is going to be like in your other two brawlers, and the enemy can like go tanks and a call that do like a lot more damage than a Chuck. The strategy to like to win against a Chuck is like ignore him. So it can work sometimes, but like it depends a lot of the strategy of the teams.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so last but not least, like Gale has seen like a pretty big surge in like his usage, and you've put him like from like I think like C or D to B. Like, explain why.
Okay, so as like our good tank in this meta, usually like every single anti-tank it's going to be like high. So that's why I put it him in that tier and counters Poco sometimes. It's like a pretty good anti-tank against Poco tank comes and like in Pinhole Pant it's pretty good. And in other modes like Ember and Double Swoosh can work sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense. This meta tier list, it was pretty funny. When I like saw it, I was like, wait, isn't this like the same one Humble posted? And then I've realized that it's like just the meta, the region variety between like just each region has like decreased. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's more like this meta is like strange because there are like a lot of 2P things, but it's like the P things everyone like agrees that they are P. For example, like Crow, like Bull, like Bibi, but that's why like they put it higher because they got like buffies. If you saw like every single brawler that is it's in top S, everyone has like the buffies, and the A one is like the ones that they were like OP
All right, that makes
and the
sense.
PA is like it's got their niches. For example, like Willow or Juju.
Or like Brock or Piper or Bell, like stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I mean, it was good that you gave us some insight to the tier list, and hopefully you can keep on making these for us.
Yeah, sure, no problem.